Good morning, boys and girls. Today we are talking about equivalent fractions. We did this a few weeks ago in our fractions unit, but now we're talking about relating that to decimal form. So what I want to show you is, first they give us the fraction 3/10, so we can color in 3 out of 10. And then another way to do it was if we broke this up into 100 pieces, and then we colored in 10, 20, and 30. Notice that I still colored in, if this is one whole, I still colored in 3 parts, and if we added them up, it'd be 10, 20, 30. So an equivalent fraction out of 100 is 30 100ths. What we did was we multiplied by 10. And it makes sense because we had 10 parts here, and then we broke those 10 parts into 100 pieces, which was multiplying by 10. Why don't you take a second and color in 50 100ths, and then color in what that would look like on the tenths, and try to fill in the equation. So pause your video for me and try B. All right, guys. So hopefully you saw that when you had 50 and you colored in that same amount, it was half of it, 5 out of 10. And you can see it here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you colored that in as well. And it's all about powers of 10. That's why I think I love our place values so much, because it's about powers of 10. Let's move on to number 2. Complete the number sentences. Shade the equivalent amount on the area model, drawing horizontal lines to make hundredths. So we have 37 hundredths, which means first we need to color in 3, because we have 3 tenths. So 1, 2, 3. And then we have 7 hundredths. So I'm just going to take this next one and break it into 10 parts. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll color those in. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we'll color in 2 more. So that is 37 hundredths. As a fraction, we would do 37 hundredths. And as a decimal, we would do 0 and 37 hundredths. Remembering that that 7 will end up in the hundredths place. Go ahead and try B and then check back with me. So pause your video and try B. Awesome. Go ahead and check out what I did up here, that I colored it in, and then I wrote it as a fraction and as a decimal. So down here we need to show that we have 12 hundredths, which means we have 1/10 and 2 hundredths. So if I could represent that in a fraction, I would have 12 100ths, and I would have 0 and 12 hundredths. Let's go ahead and try you doing one. So figure out how many hundredths there are in all, and then break it up into tenths and hundredths. All right, guys, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to simply represent this number with a number disc, and then write it in decimal form and then unit form. So for example, we have 3 hundredths. So I would write 1, 2, 3. And as a decimal, it would be 0 and 3 hundredths, also known as 3 hundredths. What I want you to do is I want you to pause your video, and I want you to try B, D, and F, and then check, no, I'll just have you do B and D, because you still have an exit ticket. Do B and D, check back with me, and then you can get started on your exit ticket. All right, guys, go ahead and check out my B and D, that I wrote it as a decimal, unit form, and of course I use my number discs. You can circle your number discs, but for the sense of being organized, I just didn't have room, so I didn't, and that's okay. Now I want you to head to Schoology. There's just one question for your exit ticket, and you'll see it like in unit form, and you have to convert it in fraction in decimal form. All right, good luck, guys.